Welcome back to Minecraft. Now that statement alone will get this video way more views than all the other ones.
Is there like an algorithm thing?
No.
YouTube doesn't listen.
They only read.
Yep.
And only the bots read.
Yeah.
Can they read the transcript?
I did think it was really funny. I uploaded a video the other day and it got immediately age restricted.
Care to share what the video was?
To be fair, it was porn.
Yeah, it had fuck in the title, so.
You know, yeah.
GG.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just really love how Tails just went at full speed and just grabbed right onto the rope there.
There was no, like, you know, whoa. There was, like, you know, it didn't show him, like, rebounding after catching, and all of his momentum just gone.
Playing the game.
Hands on.
Playing the game.
Open momentum, gone.
Yep. Every last ounce.
So anyway, Sandopolis. What can you say about Sandopolis? Well, I can say it's probably the worst level in the game.
And I can also say that since you're not playing as Knuckles, there's no ghosts yet.
Yet. But also because we're in Act 1, where the ghosts aren't there. After all, we're in the middle of the desert during.
Yeah, let's not go for the desert.
Is this sunrise or sunset?
It's the desert. It's hot either way.
Which way is
It's
north?
It's rise.
And are we?
Well, I mean,
in,
cause it's kind of like clearly the sun is not all the way up.
I mean,
I think it's sunrise.
Sunrise. Yeah, I
I
kind of
would
get
actually
sunrise
counter
too.
that. I think I would counter that because there's the sky obviously from the top is getting darker. Yes, that can be, you know, argued both ways. But I think since the heat is still very obviously coming off of the sand, which implies that the sun has been out, I think the sun is setting.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, while air it does maintain temperature the most out of, you know, pretty much anything. Like compared to liquids or sands or whatever, I think that it's sunset because even though the sand would be cooling at this time, since the sun,
heat.
yes,
And there's
the
like
heat in the air is still heating the
there's
sun.
a very visible heat wave effect on the screen too.
Yes, so that is why I think it is sunset.
You know, I'm convinced.
All right, cool. I'm
But
glad.
not because I like you, but because I hate you.
Oh, gotcha. So we're like enemies to lovers type thing.
Yeah.
Sick. Now watch Evan lose his rings.
No.
I was just joking.
It's
I was
not-
just joking.
Wow.
I wasn't serious.
Wow.
I
You did
wasn't
it. You did it to him. You did it to him. It was your fault.
I was just fucking around.
Nope.
this is really trippy.
This is you. All your fault.
Anyway, as I was gonna say before that happened, it's not enemies to lovers, it's enemies with benefits.
Gabe does
that's
offer
really
a lot
funny.
of benefits, like he laughs at my bad jokes.
Yeah?
I mean, that's a really good benefit.
It is. Now watch Evan get bounced out of this.
I'm gonna
You
cry.
know, it's just like, you know, they're enemies, but they also like to suck a good cock every once in a while.
I'm a fairly straight guy. I like to
Straight
take a
man.
Good talk every once in a while.
There was a green text that I saw that was very similar, but went into much more detail about why he does.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it was like, I'm a fairly straight guy who's comfortable with my sexuality. But he's like, but the thought of sucking a cock and the action of doing it before has really made me realize that I really want a stronger male to pat me on the head as he looks me in the eyes, calls me good boy, as he
Oh my
jams his
God.
wad down my throat and explodes into my throat. I was like,
Oh,
See,
fuck
what
that.
did I tell you?
Okay.
The slot machine bonus fucking hates
And
me.
the slot machine like patted you on the head and called you a good boy.
oh.
before exploding down your throat.
Hey, you did it!
Look, Tails to save the day with $20. And goodbye. The one space where it was on the goal.
What's the ring to dollar conversion rate?
Couldn't tell you.
Nowadays,
Rings are
in a
like the
while.
size of a hedgehog. Are we assuming Sonic is like normal hedgehog size or?
Hedgehog.
no.
Well,
Sonic
okay,
is
so
like,
Sonic is canonically, I think, 3'3".
mhm.
Well, those
So,
rings are like
the size of his
they're
torso.
like a foot then, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what metal are those?
See, I don't know because
I believe they're specifically referred to as gold.
Oh really?
yeah, but like what carat and also what the most important things in gold is aside from carat, but also is clarity, kind of like diamonds, but not really in the same sense. Because you can have yourself, you know, like 16 karat, right? But if you have like a dull gold, that's fucking whatever. Who cares? The carat doesn't matter. It looks like shit. But if you have like a polished gold and like, you know, we're talking like 18 and, you know, 18 to 20, 24, you know, 36, yada yada. 8 carats, you know, make some good money. Has Game Theory done a video on rings yet?
Was it Game Theory? Somebody did a video about how much
You see, if they haven't
Oh,
yet,
that was Veritasium. Not
if
Veritasium, Vsauce 3.
here's the thing, Gabe. If they haven't yet, they're not going to, because now it's just FNAF and Undertale.
True. Can you believe Game Theory has been doing videos for like 10 years?
Yeah, actually.
That's so crazy to me.
I never
Like,
really got into Game Theory.
I really like the Minecraft Diamond one, like how much it would cost. That
How
video's
much a
crazy
single
good.
Minecraft Diamond would be?
Negative. How much the armor set would cost?
So fun fact,
makes sense.
what you could see on screen, like in just the corner for like a single second, was a special stage ring. I only just found out about that because of the widescreen.
Wow, that's like, what do you
hacking.
call that when there's a break in the
Unfortunately, I
dimensions and
glitched
one
through
of
the wall when
dimensions
trying to
comes
get
through?
up there. What is Sonic
What?
doing?
What?
Wait,
He's
What the fuck?
having
Sonic.
fun.
Sonic, he's so young. Don't do.
Stop.
So I think this is the only actual glitch I encountered while playing Sonic Origins 2.
And I suppose you got off fortunate.
In general, I think it's been overblown, but because I've done like 4 playthroughs of Sonic 3 through Origins, and I have not had anything other than that like go hilariously wrong.
My problem with that statement is that that's you. That is your experience with the game. And
And you're
Okay, you see,
no,
you're right.
no, Will. Come
Okay.
on.
So here's the thing. You're right, but also, if there is something even mildly negative on the internet, people will overblow it to shit.
Yeah, of course. That's the internet, and that's what they do best. However, in this,
actually,
in the reigns of filth and dog shit spewed out by the uneducated populace based on what's popular and what's not, if you go on the Steam page, you'll see some pretty like reasonable, valid, and most importantly, level-headed, criticism.
Okay. The Steam version, I'm not pulling back any punches on that. That is absolutely the least optimized version of the game based on studies.
Yes.
I am playing the Switch version, so you know.
So he's bomb. Big or small.
Andopolis.
In generally speaking, too. Also, if the game is published by SEGA and you bought it on Steam, you did that to yourself, because every single SEGA game on Steam is a bad port.
I think.
Like, this isn't
gross.
just Sonic.
Holy shit.
Every SEGA game on Steam is a bad port.
Which sucks, because that's one of the most accessible ways to play games nowadays.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sega.
I think it's
it's also
because
just-
I think it's because like I think the Steam ports are probably outsourced because the PC gaming scene in Japan isn't really big beyond MMOs and visual novels.
Yes. No, people love Final Fantasy 14 over there.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Though to be fair,
One-
I'm sure they're not
one
exclusively playing it on PC, but you know, a lot
No,
of them are.
probably not.
Because that is an MMO, but again, if it's not an MMO or a visual novel, chances are the PC version is not super popular over there.
Scrooge.
In fact, PC versions of games only recently started picking up because nobody wants a fucking PS5.
Mm-hmm. Can you believe the PS5 has almost been out for 2 years, and yet it's still inaccessible? Crazy. Funny Sony.
Still fucking dying.
He's going to die. Yep.
He did die. It is kind of insane, like how
Going to die.
that, like,
I mean, most of this is because of the semiconductor shortage.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's my job whenever I kind of conduct a train.
I laughed, but in my brain.
Thanks.
All right, Carrie.
I laughed but out loud for you because I thought it was funny.
He.
I've got banger jokes.
Funny.
Oh.
All right,
All right.
now we're inside the ancient ruins of Sandopolis.
Sandopoulos.
San Polio.
Oh God. Not only
Not only
Not
is
only
it
are-
polio, but it's rough course and gets everywhere.
oh, nice. Next generation reference.
Next generation references? How you just... That was, I don't even know how to respond to that.
Wow.
It's like the Dark Souls of Star Trek.
The Dark Souls of Star Trek, Star Wars, the Clone Wars. Oh, Attack of the Clones, sorry.
Attack of the Clones.
Anyway, yeah, so Gabe, when I was saying all that, I did actually forget about how completely horrible the Steam version is specifically.
Yes.
But like I said, if you bought a SEGA game on Steam, you kind of did that to yourself.
I think
no
a lot of that
opinion.
too is just that people don't like. Obviously, the those who know, the if you know, you know. But at the same time, a lot of people just like like let's say people be like hearing hype about Sonic, right?
Yeah.
And like you can get they don't have a Switch or whatever, but their main gaming avenue is a PC, right? And they're not like
Oh, if a PC is all they have, that's a completely different scenario.
yeah. But the picture I was painting was more so like there's no real even if you know there's no like I just want to play, right? Like I want to play fucking say I buy Sonic Origins on Steam because
Yeah.
I have a Switch, yeah, but at the same time just mouse keyboards aren't comfortable for me, whatever, and I just want to play the game, right? I want to experience what everyone else has experienced because everyone's like, oh, Sonic's fucking sick, let's soundtrack go crazy, let's fucking spinning and running Eggman go crazy. Like I want to have fun, I want to try it too. But then I get levied with like just an absolute gut punch, and as I look up at what hit me in the stomach, they kick my face, so I don't really get a clear picture. And that's what the SEGA ports feel like. But the thing is, people don't know that until they experience it because,
Yeah, I
They
guess.
don't- or they're not like-
They might never even know it if
I
they
feel
don't
like
ever
That's the
experience
thing
Sega
too.
games,
I feel
on the
like
consoles
I
that are
feel
intended
like
to be played
I
on.
feel like this hasn't been enough of a conversation on the internet. Like I feel like this hasn't really been brought up like by somebody with an audience where like how like consistently awful the Steam ports of Sega games are.
Yeah, and that's like a big thing. It's just like word of mouth can only get you so far because a platform is like, obviously when you have a platform you establish like, hey, shit's tough. Obviously people are gonna be like, oh, yeah, shit's tough. But if it's just like a bunch of people on Twitter or like just a bunch of kind of hearsay on forums or whatever, then like it's not really gonna get too much traction.
Yeah.
So Scott the Waz, this is my plea to you: make a video on shitty Sega Steam ports, and then they'll play it on G4, and you'll get paid.
They only actually played 10 episodes on G4 and then only did reruns from that point onward.
Of G4 or Scott the Waz?
Scott the Waz.
Oh, I was gonna say you got me fucked.
Well,
up.
10
Damn, they
hour
really stepped-
blocks of multiple episodes. Okay, I did that to myself. That was my fault.
Literally
Hacked and
demolishized.
destroyed. Honestly, should have rolled.
Not the classic Dark Soul. Oh man,
Yeah, that
those
one.
guys who just got shot yesterday.
Now, okay, so this place, they like these ruins here.
That's a really cute ghost. Oh my
They
gosh.
were
I'm
really
sorry.
thinking ahead because they have numerous ghost switches.
Yeah.
I can't get over
As
how
if you
cute the
recall,
ghost is.
Sandopolis was the origin of the ghost switch joke.
Yes.
Now, Sonic. Now, much like Knuckles, Sonic is capable of turning off the ghosts, but the thing is, he doesn't really like the idea of starting a business, so he just doesn't fucking do it.
Yeah. He is able to operate them, however, does not want to make them, because Knuckles has pretty much monopolized the Ghost Switch business.
Notice that I was actually hugging the other side of the
I
screen
saw
that time.
You were like, I'm gonna be extra safe today.
Because, like, that is something that was clearly my fault that has also never happened to me before. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm not letting that happen again.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason
Number
Bourne.
15.
Number 15 getting demolished by two
Anthopoulos
giant
Sonic
swinging
Squish.
blocks. Whenever I see ghosts, I'm like, wow, they're scary. So I call my friend Knuckles the
Knuckles.
Echidna, and he turns them off for me. However, Knuckles isn't here, so I have to contact Sonic.
I gotta say, you nail that impression.
A lot of practice and a lot of talking to myself. You'd actually be surprised how good you can get with impressions and accents just by talking to yourself. Because then you're like, no, that doesn't sound right. Like, obviously, other people's input is important, but if you yourself can identify the problems with it, then that's how you get better faster.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When you talk, you hear yourself the loudest because you hear yourself through your skull.
Bone conduction.
Bone conduction.
Conduction.
True, that's Will
Shit.
fighting,
Get
that's Will
fucking-
fighting True Facts with, Facts
I just
and,
called him a wolf, so I'm like, excuse me?
Will,
Will.
then that's a Will I'd like to
Oh,
Oh, Will.
I have a lot of like unacknowledged feelings.
Oh, here
About-
we go.
Will.
Wolf.
The ghosts are gonna start getting pretty tilted.
Okay, so yeah, this is
It
this
looks
is the
pretty
final.
aligned. to
When the
me.
lights are completely out, they get like this, and then if you let the light stay like that for about as long as like all the other periods of light, they start appearing indefinitely and actually start like charging you at that point.
So I'm
That's
listening to you
nothing.
talk, but then in my head I'm repeating what you're saying in Gabe's Chill's voice.
What the?
If you let them stay
It's
like
involuntary.
this for involuntary amounts of time, then they'll start getting aggressive, spawning indefinitely and charging at you.
Thank you for not repeating my 6 likes that I said in the middle of that sentence because I couldn't it's something I'm really self-conscious about it, but it's
Don't worry.
basically what happens. It's something that I tend to do when I can't remember as like a spacing when I can't figure out the exact words I'm trying to say.
You know,
Yes,
like an
brain
um.
buffering happens to the best of us.
my roommate in college, one of my roommates in college, his dad hated it when he said He's like, say anything other than So he started saying fucking instead of And I was like,
People
I was
already
like,
talk
man,
like that.
I was like, man, you swear a lot. And he told me this story because like, Al, like, you know, we'd go to a restaurant and it'd be like, he'd be talking to the waiter. It'd be like, I'll get the fucking cheeseburger.
That's
And
amazing.
it's like, it's really funny because also, hey, nice joke. I started doing it too. Talking to people. Actually, in the earlier commentaries from like whatever 7 years ago,
Yeah.
I probably like was doing that. Where if I had like a filler, like a long space in my sentence, I would probably just say fucking. I'd say
No, it's
fucking.
true. It's so
Yeah.
yeah.
Seriously
Oh my
though,
gosh.
it's been a thing since I was a kid. And sometimes I have a lot of Oh, I said that time.
No, we're gonna all get
But
self-conscious.
it's because I think it's because
A
I'm
lot of
self-conscious
fucking-
of it. But I'll have like tons of likes in the sentence, and I'll notice it, and I'll just get really self-conscious about it because it sounds so stupid to me.
It can be hard to change involuntary vocal patterns, I think. It takes a lot of consciousness and constantly paying attention and just, yeah, it can be hard for sure. I mean, it's like, I said like, here we go.
It's
I mean,
also just like not a measure of somebody's intelligence or like
no, not at all. Well,
coherent thoughts.
communicating thoughts through speech is entirely different than, say, through writing or something. So you can't
Yes.
expect one to speak
I
perfectly.
say while I write.
Will's finishing a sentence.
Thinking
He's
about
like-
what you want to write.
he says, and for this proportionally relative to you know, fucking leaves
No,
it.
I write like that. When I write
What?
essays, I write like that, and then I just
You're
edit it
rough.
out.
Yeah, say rough
Whoa.
drafts can sound crazy.
That's true. My rough drafts in high school and college were.
Sometimes I used to, this was something I did in undergrad a lot, where like I will do like text dictation. to write
Yeah.
essays. One time I you know, it was a long, big, it's like the term paper basically. And I fucking actually gave myself a lot of time. You know, they gave us like the prompt for the essay like 2.5 weeks at it, like ahead of time. I decided I was just doing research. I picked a cool topic. It was something that I was really happy with, and then, what the fuck are you? The
Good
negative
game.
Dark Souls.
Good game. Shake my hand. GG, shake my hand.
That is my.
GG.
I refuse to do that fight legitimately anymore because I love cheesing him with hypersonic.
Type of
That's
cheese.
really funny.
Gouda.
Sharp cheddar. Oh,
Nice.
well,
Oh, you guys gotta fight to the death now.
All right, Gabe, you did.
good game.
Um.
Your thesis
Anyway,
paper. Or whatever.
yeah. So I was
Paper.
writing this paper, and I was just doing some light editing from the night before it was due. I spent like an actual 2 weeks on it. Usually I spend like 3 days. Sometimes one, and I was like, oh, let me just like check the rubric. I wrote the wrong kind of paper.
Oh my
This
god.
was
Oh.
a 14-page research paper,
Oh.
and it was the wrong kind of paper.
How wrong?
I can't remember the specifics of it, but the essay I wrote was like comparing two views, and I think what I was supposed to do was like, I think I was supposed to talk about how like this idea was applied in like a modern society. So it wasn't a huge leap, but it was distinctly the wrong kind of paper.
Yeah.
And so I at that point in time, I was like, well, fuck. I got up, went to the 24-hour subway, got the largest cherry Coke I could, and rewrote the essay that night. And I used dictation, and I fucking didn't edit it. I like ran through and like put punctuation points like where they were missing, but like
Dictation.
I didn't edit it, because it was like technically the rough draft was due.
Yeah.
The professor gave back the paper to me, with a sentence that was just circled with just 3 question marks, and the essay was about the Hippocratic Oath.
Okay.
And the sentence started with the Hippocratic Oath, and I don't remember the rest of the paper. And he just circled that and was like, "What does this mean?"
Next time on Smash Time Games, we accidentally submit our rough drafts to our professor.
Oops.